And we're back for another episode of Mindful Ignorance. It's your boy Tony O.
And it is yours truly, Prince Suwa, in the building, y'all.
Now it might look a little different out there. We did something. We did another thing.
This man's always doing something, y'all.
I'm always in the lab. I'm cooking. Let him cook.
Yeah.
So cheers, my brother. Because
let's talk with that cheers. Since you're over here talking
official.
about like you in Alice in Wonderland right now or something.
It's official like a whistle.
Cheers to y'all at home.
All right, my brother. We're gonna get into our mental health check as we always do. I'm gonna let you start it off like we normally do. So,
okay.
How's your mental health today, my brother?
Well, first off, everything's been well. I appreciate that. And, for y'all at home, it's important. I feel that, as you guys know, if you guys are, if you're new or if you guys are coming back, I feel it's important, especially for men out there, to have their men like checking on that mental health. But in general, doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, however you identify, like mental health is always important. So, as we always start, I really appreciate, us being able to chime in on that with each other. So in general, I'll say that my mental health is well. I'm feeling very blessed. One of the things that I've been trying to embrace in my life is learning how to let go of control. So, and, I'm talking to my sweet baby sister about this recently too. We always talk, but it's like letting go of control. Like, I feel like we live our lives and we're raised with no true direction. So we're always trying to control the outcome of situations. We're trying to control people. We're trying to control our feelings.
Yeah.
But, realistically, at the end of the day, it's like when you submit to the world, like I feel like things start to change for the better. So
right.
Yeah, my mental health is well. There's some tough times out there, but since our last episode, everything's been well, man. I'm grateful, and I'm feeling humble. So I hope everyone else is well too, man. So let's get to the powerhouse check of the hour. What's up, man?
Mental health, I say for the most part is good. Earlier in the week, it wasn't doing so hot. My mom just had knee surgery.
Ooh.
Shout out to you, moms.
Yeah, shout out.
Had a little bit of a scare, so I think for the first time in my life, I got into a state of constant fear, and I've always kind of been the type of man that's just like, raised to not fear anything. Like there's no fear in the world. You don't fear anything. But for the first time in my life, I felt genuine fear of losing someone. And I thought that I started building this wall of awful.
That's deep, man.
So, so earlier in the week, it kind of was a little shoddy. I was kind of getting down about a few things. And then I just prayed up. And I really just started talking to God and listening to what he was telling me and the signs that he was giving me. And then, the fear subsided. And then I just learned that, about control, some things you can't control. So it's just easier to let it go than try to control something that you have nothing no control over. So today it's beautiful. Like, being in the studio, coming here, doing what we do, as always, it's just a beautiful thing for us to finally get into a space where I feel like we're truly comfortable and where
into that creative mind, man.
And not have to set everything up. I ain't gonna lie, that setup.
I'll say first off, exactly, respect to, shout out to all that. And I feel like a big thing that, I'm happy to hear first off that, moms as well.
Oh yeah,
shout out to you, Miss Emma.
A little too happy sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm happy that you can finally sit down now and leave me alone for a little bit. So
who you telling?
I got your money.
I got it on. I got the phone on mute right now in case you trying to blow me up. Like, what you doing, boy?
So I'm feeling good. That's really good, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's power, and I feel like, we always like to open it up to y'all at home. Like, please make sure that you guys are letting us know how you feel. Chiming in the comments. We'll give you guys that shout out because it's real. I'm all for that.
It's tough for everybody right now. I feel like everybody's in this constant state of just ebbs and flows of emotion, and it's hard to let go of some things because sometimes people in our lives or even things that are outside of control. The president, something that's so small that you can't control.
Of course, you're gonna bring this up right now, bro.
I know. It just feels like everyone's kind of losing their mind a little bit, and I think we just need to relax a little and just let the world. And let God show us if you believe in God. Just let the universe reveal things.
I respect it.
It's easier to do that.
You're always trying to pick a fight, though, man. You subconsciously trying to pick a fight with someone out there right now.
The devil. That's what
that man spoke. I ain't talking about no politics right now.
Look, I'm just saying, like, I've never heard someone talk about the president so much, even when I'm at work or even out on the street. There's people talking about the president, about politics. I'm like, it was never like that before when we were younger. When we were younger, we were just kind of not worried. Even my parents, they weren't
Yeah.
worried about it. Now everyone's like
I
worried about this
mean,
political space. So I mean, I feel like it's healthy, but just man, people gotta let go and just like not choose sides so much because it's getting people in trouble. So yeah,
I mean, my comments is there's no comment. You know, what I mean, but
oh,
I
you pleading the
respect what you
fifth?
said
You
though.
pleading the fifth? All
The
right,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
fifth.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's cool. I'm really glad that we checked in on
Yeah,
that.
man. Yeah, glad to hear you're doing good too, bro.
Oh,
So
trying.
now that I brought it up, since we're getting into it, let's get into these '90s items. I know you got some. I
Mm.
know you got some heavy.
Mm, mm,
I know
mm.
you got some
So
heavy
for y'all
picks.
at home who are new to this episode or our show
New to this, not
today,
true to this.
but I mean also, and if you guys have been following for the last couple episodes, we added a new segment to our show where we dive back into our 90s, you know, and that's just for everybody out there. It doesn't matter if you're millennial, you know, Gen Z, or like, I feel like, you know, everybody's, for me, I feel that that's the connection of, you know, our past to our futures is
Right.
the 90s. For some
Right.
reason, I just feel like the 90s it was such a powerful movement.
Right.
So yeah, so we basically take a dive. We don't know what items were chose. So
No.
I come up with my items that I remember from the 90s or that I even wanted, and he comes up with 2 items, and we basically just you know, we share. We go through that and just, you know, we take a ride down memory lane with us.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I think since you allowed me to start with my you know, mental
Okay.
check-in, go ahead and get it, man. What you got for
I'm
the
hoping
90s?
I don't take yours. We're gonna have to put up bingo cards. I'm going with Blockbuster.
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 Okay.
It's not an item. I know it's not an item.
No,
but it was
no,
an
it's
item
true.
for me because I
It
would go
doesn't
there every
matter.
week. Yeah,
Some that's from,
Blockbuster.
okay, so
That was mine.
what's up with this
For
Blockbuster,
those that
man?
don't know what Blockbuster is or was, it was like
Is or what?
it was a place you go to get your
RIP.
movies, to get your video games. Yeah, RIP. It's dead now, but it was pretty much wherever
It
you
still
went
lives
for.
up here.
Yeah, like if you were a kid and you went to Blockbuster with your parents, like you get to go and pick like 3 movies for $9.99 or something, or 2 video games for like $15.99. Now it's
Man.
not existent, but yeah, Blockbuster would be my 9. That was like when I was a kid. Whenever my parents would come home, like, oh, I gotta return this movie, you gotta go to Blockbuster. I would get so excited because I know if they're gonna return something,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna see something they like and they're gonna want to get something else.
Dude.
You can't, and then sometimes if you don't return the movie, it would be like 30 days or something, be them crazy ass charges. I feel like that was like a staple of our childhood was Blockbuster. It was everywhere.
So what do you feel in regards to Blockbuster? Like, can you give me some little tidbits that you remember when it came to Blockbuster?
Man.
Like, what did you feel? Like, what do you remember about Blockbuster?
I remember at Blockbuster, I remember having to turn in the games and the movies. They just had this little slot. It looked like a mail slot.
Yeah,
and then you walk
yeah.
by and you put it in, or you can go inside the store and they have the little mail slot. And it felt like the podiums they had, they were these podiums where the workers were.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it was 10 feet tall. Like it was super tall and like,
Dang.
yeah, but you could just drop in the slot.
I remember that. Okay.
And I remember there was a specific time you had to drop it in. So in my head as a kid, I was like, if we don't get this in by 5 o'clock, they're gonna like charge us all this money. But I was like, how are they gonna know what time you turned it in? Like they would check it, but like, what if it was an hour later when they got to that slot? Like they're not gonna charge you like a late fee for that. So yeah, I don't know. It was
It's amazing because to me, like Blockbuster is such a foreign thing now. Like, I mean,
my
you know,
God.
especially for all of us at home who are aware, you know, since COVID happened, like, bro, Blockbuster, you know, like we would go in there and everybody's just exchanging like bodily fluid, like just touching hands and germs all over things and like opening cases, like, you know, no, like it's like it's so rare to be like, oh, I'm gonna go somewhere and I'm gonna rent something out that someone else touched and did stuff at their house, you know. And I feel like I remember the hard plastic of like just opening up the video cassette and just having like pop it back in and then having to make sure you rewound the movies.
Yeah. Yep.
Dang, man, Blockbuster.
Ooh.
Shout out to Blockbuster. Anybody out there, you know, so I found out recently, I think Blockbuster was open up until like 2016. Like
2016.
They had a crap, like just they had a lot of stores, and then I think like towards like 2008, that's when it started flowing, and then it went down. And there was 2 stores that were left in the whole United States before they shut down.
I'm surprised they didn't try to transfer over to streaming because it was like
I think they
who
did.
had a larger
bro. I
collection
mean, honestly,
of movies.
If anybody y'all home, man, if y'all home know, let me know. I don't know. I think they did. I feel like they tried, but
yeah, I
maybe
feel like
they
Amazon would have absorbed them or somebody like Paramount or somebody would have absorbed them.
Dude, that's
That's
amazing,
crazy.
man.
Yeah, it
So
was my
shout out to
90s.
Blockbuster, man.
That was a
Okay.
memory right there.
So 90s, all right, cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
Yeah.
So for I'm going with the item. I'm going with the item. Now you may not know this, or you may not remember it because
Right.
I pretended I tried to be bougie when I was
Right.
living in the hood ghetto, but my respect. But Viennetta dessert.
Viennetta dessert.
Viennetta
Hold up.
dessert. It was either Viennetta or Viennetta.
We
I'll
rewind
show you
this.
this commercial. So
Wait, what?
every time as a kid, when I would see these commercials come on, there was like this dessert.
Viennetta?
It looked like lasagna, but it was like a chocolate covered lasagna, but it was an expensive like dessert. It looked like an
What?
expensive dessert, and then they would always have the commercial would be like a little like a cocktail glass, and then they
Right.
would put a piece of the Viennetta, the ice cream, in the dessert, and then everybody would
What?
be like eating,
What kind of sorcery is this? I ain't never heard of no Viennettas.
Viennetta. So when you see a
What?
picture of it, which y'all should see the
Yeah,
picture
we're
on
gonna
the
pop the
screen.
picture up on right now.
But
Yeah, I need to
man,
figure this out because I'm about to Google this.
So Viennetta, it's like it
Viennetta?
literally looks like a cake.
What
and it's
store
just
was
like
it?
a
A
layer.
Swans like that truck?
It was a
the
Briars.
rich people
It was
stuff?
Briars.
What
So
the heck?
Briars. I think it was Briars, but it was like it was considered
Viennettas.
like the commercials made it look like a classy Cadillac of
Oh damn.
desserts. I never got to have it. No, actually, I think I did one time, and I was really I was angry because the commercials made it look so rich and delicious.
Huh.
And yeah,
Trippy.
dude.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. That's crazy. You dig deep in the well on these. I don't
Dude,
remember.
I
that
just
one.
remember, I feel like as a kid, we have sensory, like my sensory.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I remember. I want that. I want this ice cream now. Like, I'm gonna get this one of these days.
Yeah.
And they stopped making it, but I think they made it like they came in like a tube of ice cream, so it looked like a tube.
Yeah.
But it literally, to me, it looked like lasagna,
Right.
just chocolate, and then it looked like a ice cream lasagna. I can't explain it other than ice cream
Trippy.
lasagna. So yeah, man,
Trippy, okay.
that was me personally. So if y'all at home know anything about that, let us know.
All right.
I mean, give us some shout on that. Viennetta.
Okay,
Viennetta,
that's
something like
crazy. I
that.
didn't hear about. See, that's crazy. We were thinking about desserts. I'm glad I didn't. We didn't talk earlier because my second item is the Ninja Turtle bubblegum ice cream from the ice cream truck. The Ninja Turtle with the bubblegum eyeballs. That right there is the 90s. I don't care what ice cream truck was in your hood. If you still got an ice cream truck in a rich area right now, every kid wanted that Ninja Turtle with the bubblegum eyeballs. That was I don't even know if it's still around. I don't know if they have those.
I mean, I'm sure that
I would pay for a
they
box
do
of those right
exist.
now if I seen it on Amazon. I might
Okay,
end up
so what do
searching.
you remember most about? Did you ever have this ice cream, or did you want the ice cream?
No, there was always the one that was like $2.50, and I would my mom would give me $1, so I would be able to get the like strawberry shortcake or the damn corn nuts.
50-cent strawberry shortcake. They're like 50 cents.
Man, or the Flintstone. Nobody wanted the Flintstone ice cream. It was all the push pops.
Yeah.
With $1, you get all the nasty stuff. You get like maybe a bag of chips. You could probably sneak a bag of chips but if I had $1, I'd go to Corn Man. That'd probably be. I wouldn't even go to the ice cream truck because you can't get nothing good with $1 back then. You definitely couldn't get that Ninja Turtle bubblegum one. It was like $2 for that one.
So I remember, I think one time, there was a couple times, I think I might have stolen it from one of my sisters who happens to be here today. But like whenever we got ice creams or whatever like that, like I would always try to like take some from them or see what it tasted like. But I think I remember it was like the Mickey Mouse type of ice creams. So they had like certain ones, but I remember the Ninja Turtle. I just remember like
fire.
You have it in this beautiful packaging. It looks pretty. It's like, oh yeah. And then you open it. And then after you open the package, it's like the turtle looks like a ghost, like a monster.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it? Like the eyes all melted and droopy.
Yeah, it had the big
like the ink's not all. It's just all
you gotta eat it to the bubblegum eyeball. Once the bubblegum eyeballs, that's the best part right there.
Like you pull out this ice cream, it's like, oh, okay, this is like something from Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of little
and the only thing we
is
stayed away from was the popsicles. If you was a boy on the block eating a popsicle, you a psychopath. Nobody got no popsicles from the ice cream truck.
Hey man,
I didn't.
That is his.
No, that's my own opinion.
Specific opinion.
If you get those things were 25 cents for a reason. They had no flavor. It was just all bland. And then
with respect, because I mean, I couldn't really have popsicles. Plus, I had my ADHD was off the chain back then. But
no sugar.
Yeah. But at the same time, that was us. You put the little toothpicks in the ice trays, and you put juice in the ice tray. And then you just, when you're ready for your dessert, you just pop the tray up and it's like you got your own little popsicle.
Yeah. See, those got flavor though, because you make it with Kool-Aid, so they have flavor. But the other popsicles,
sometimes we try to mix it up, and then you mess up when you put the soda in it. I didn't know you're not supposed to put soda in it as a kid.
No,
so you just got an explosion and you're in your freezer. Dang,
Crazy.
man,
Yeah,
that's
man,
that's
that's
a trip,
throwback.
man. So Ninja Turtles, huh?
Yeah, the Ninja Turtle ice cream with the it has to
I'm
have the
trying. I
bubble
remember
gum
tasting it
eyeballs.
too. I'm just like
It was
those
good.
were
It was
one of those
bomb.
ice creams like you couldn't the whole ice cream tasted the same. I
Mm.
feel like
Not
nothing
that one, not to
except for the
me.
eyeball, but
Yeah, the
so the Ninja
gumballs
Turtle
was
one specifically, huh?
yeah, the Ninja Turtle one
You got
because
me
it was
thinking about
specifically
the
had a
ice cream man truck, the sound of ding 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 ding.
yeah.
Ding. Crazy,
Or
man.
if you lived in the hood, they probably had some like some Uncle Luke playing
Mm-mm.
or some Dr. Dre. Yeah, yeah. That's when them
Like
ice
when
cream
it started
trucks be
doing
banging. You like, what the heck?
it.
Or if you're in the Latino hood, they'll play like the salsa music or the merengue. Yeah, yeah. That's the one we play with.
Bruh. Interesting, man. Okay, okay.
I think one of the ice cream trucks, I heard him play Keith Sweat one day, and I was like, damn, I think he going through a
I
heartbreak or
want your
something. Buying it.
body.
Yeah, I was like, man, what's this ice cream man going through? He's going through something right, like serious.
You get ice cream. You get ice cream. Tell your mama come over
Yeah,
here
he
and give me
playing that
ice cream.
nobody, babe. I was like, man, I think he's going through something. The ice cream truck. I was like, hey, man, I want an ice cream. I was like, what's going on with you?
Man. Dude, yeah, that's tripping me out, man. I can taste the memories. Like I
Yeah,
remember
man.
my hands being sticky and
Sticky.
dirty.
Yep.
Dang, man. 90s.
I remember my cousin, he used to get them damn popsicles. I'm like, man, you crazy. And he'd just be all over the place. I'm like, man, ugh. Like, I don't want no popsicle.
Well, I feel like that's back in the day. You know, they I feel like the humans do a healthier job of cleaning up their kids nowadays. But I feel like back in the 90s, like when we had our ice cream, it's like that ice cream, it lasted for like hours. So meaning like, you know, after you ate it, like you would still see the leftovers all over kids' faces.
Boy, that strawberry
and then
shortcake.
Like you see the dirt from outside and just be stuck on their face and their hands and just playing games with each other.
I don't think kids go to ice cream trucks now. I think they DoorDash it, or they're just like,
I mean,
DoorDash.
honestly, that's a great question.
Like
if
some
y'all
Van
don't know
Leeuwen's
anything about
or-
that, I feel, you know, I think it deserves to be heard because I feel like there are still, I still see ice cream trucks, like they're still in existence.
I haven't seen one.
I just
in a
don't know
minute.
where. So if y'all don't know where ice cream truck is at, you know, I'm all for that.
It's crazy because I've seen the Corn Man first before I seen and this might be a West.
Man.
This might be a
Dude,
West
those
Coast
not
thing.
going anywhere, man. That's
But
new
no,
money
it
right
is because
there.
the ice thing. So like,
Hey man,
not as much now.
doesn't mean that.
I'm just saying I don't see it as much now as when you're younger. You don't see it. I don't see too many ice cream men either. It's yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong parts or but yeah, the Telote man and the ice cream man are just.
We are here on the show called Tony's Thoughts. So
yeah, get in my brain, brother. Let me hit you to something, brother. Let me get you woke now. How can you have a Telote man with ice in the sink?
The Elote man is disappearing because of the big man.
Where are they all going?
Hey man,
the man is making the Elote man disappear. All right, I can't stay away from politics. All right.
Oh man. All right. Cool. Okay. So
what was your
my final item?
Bring it back on track.
I had to do it just random, you know, because this is I was envious until I got a pair and then I started making fun of people.
Okay.
So for y'all at home, you know, I mean, I was bullied as a kid. You know, I mean, I think a lot of us were. So remember, like there was a part of my life where that's right. Yeah, it's like, you know, before we really got like heavy introduced. But
this must have been before junior high.
Yeah. So it's like
if you talking about who was picking on him, it was me that was clowning on the shorts and stuff.
Making me rage quit on all of our video games, man.
I don't remember no bullying.
But so I used to always want these shoes until I found out that the cool crowd was like, hey, those are like those are ugly shoes. So I used to like these shoes called Airwalk shoes. Have you ever heard of Airwalk? Do you remember Airwalk at all?
No.
Airwalk shoes.
No.
So I thought these shoes were the coolest thing. They're like the skater shoes, like they're they're knockoff type of Van shoes. Now I found out recently, I think they still make Airwalk shoes, but I thought those shoes were cool.
I wear some Shacks before I wear some
As a kid,
Airwalks.
the things that I heard people say as a kid, they're like, those are for broke people, those are blah, blah. And I was like, okay, so I'm not supposed to wear Airwalk shoes then? Like, I thought they were the coolest thing, the Airwalk.
Man.
Do you remember Airwalk?
I remember Airwalk.
Are you sure you remember? You probably know. You probably too bougie for it.
No, I was wearing Shacks.
No, it's all right, man. It's all right.
But I would cover I cover the tag on the Shacks. I would put the jeans over the Shacks. He was like, look, somebody been to pay less. You got that
Take
3
a
for
black
99.
marker and cover
that
trying to make it say Air on the side of the shoe.
You gotta put them Shacks.
I remember when Shaq had those shoes where Shaq was written all over the side of the shoe.
If we talking shoes that you weren't supposed to like, those are the ones I like because my feet were big, so they didn't make no other like Yeah, Shaqs were no, but
Bruh.
Airwalks, no, you can't go around the neighborhood with no Airwalks on. You getting clowned
Dude, I
right
had no clue.
immediately.
Like I thought
Immediately.
they were cool, and then I started hearing. That's when I started becoming influenced by the crowd, and I was like, okay, yeah, Airwalks, boo. And all we knew was Payless. You know, I
Right.
mean, like Nikes were like, oh, you must have a special
Money.
date coming up or something
Yeah.
like. So
Jordans.
like
Yeah.
Payless was a thing, which that'll probably be on one of a future episode where we introduce our '90s. But
Payless is still around though, is it? Is it Payless still around?
I don't think so. I
They probably called
personally
it
don't
something
think
else
so.
or renamed it something.
Let's pay.
Because Shaq definitely still has a shoe out, I think. I definitely, I think
Yeah.
I seen him online one time. I was
Shaq's-
like, hold on
I
now.
wonder Shaq probably got
They
a shoe
kinda-
made by like Amazon or something now.
I don't know, whatever it is. I almost bought them. I was about to get clowned again. You're like, oh, here's some Jordans. And wait, these Shaqs
Hey,
is $22.
So
Hold on now.
that note, bro, that touches nothing to the fact that I remember I spent like $200, not like a few years ago, when I was going through my phase, you know, like
Jordans?
you know, back, dude, I remember getting my Jordans,
Yeah.
and I was like, I got the 11 Concords.
Yeah. Ooh.
Pictures, everything looked right, and I remember getting them, and I was so hyped up and excited, I didn't even care to pay attention to what I spent $230 for.
Yeah.
And I remember I put them on, and my Jordan symbol had a big old booty on it. And I was Jordan was like doing this, but he had like his
he had
butt
cakes
was
on
big.
him. No,
and I was
that's
like,
they ain't no
and I was like,
Jordans.
wait a second, I don't think
You got some
that's, I don't think that's a real. I don't think those are
You
real
got the Air
Jordans.
Jordan Sparks.
I was so
you
angry.
You got the
dude.
BBL Jordans.
I got Jordans. They're like $15. Like
BBL Jordan.
Dude.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know that. You're supposed to
I
take a
know
look
Jordans
at the
got booties
stitching
on them. That's
of the
crazy.
specific Jordan. Like you take a look at the stitching of the logo to make sure that your Jordan got no booty on. My Jordan, like he wasn't wearing shorts. It was just doing this with the booty.
Oh, somebody made some freaky ass person made Joe Jordans.
I know exactly who did it. And I don't get into politics on here, so you know I know who did it.
It had the Hencho and
Hencho
something, Hencho and China. And
I didn't say nothing.
It was one of them two. Where'd you buy that off of? You must have bought that off of a black site or something.
Bruh,
yeah, that's the last time you go to fakejordans.com. Try to get them real ones. You got the BBL Jordans.
No, I was on like a website that was like qualified. I think they were still kind of coming up there.
Qualified.
Or maybe it was eBay actually. It was one of
eBay?
I thought it was StockX, but I think it's eBay. Yeah. So since then, you know, I just
who stitches a big old booty on Jordan though?
I think they messed up and double stitched it, but both of them had like just Jordan had cakes.
What the hell? That's crazy.
Angry.
No, I don't know about that one. That's knockoff.
Dude.
Crazy.
So on that note, did you do your two already?
My two?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Did you do your two 90s items already?
Yeah, I did mine too.
See,
yeah,
my ADHD is acting up right now.
Yeah, this boy got early onset.
Oh, yeah,
dementia.
welcome to Mindful Ignorance. Oh, did we start already?
Like, where am I? Who am I? What's my name?
Man? Why you laughing? I'm serious. Are we here? So,
it does feel like a little bit of the Matrix when we in the studio, though. It's beautiful. Shout out District 23. Y'all got it right over here.
Shout out to District 23 and the queen behind this bad boy. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, shout out C. She got us right. She got us right.
I'm saying, man, like, I mean, how you feel about your vibe, man? Like, is everything
yeah,
else
solid. This is beautiful, man. I feel like the podcast is where it needs to be right now, and we're just gonna be expanding. So, I mean, we got some businesses coming up. We got the trademark. We got all kinds of stuff coming up for this. So, I can't wait, man.
Dude, all right,
but we're gonna take a little break. And we're back from that little break. I hope you guys filled up your cups because I did not fill up my cup, but we got a little bit here. So,
cheers to y'all at home. Cheers to you, boy.
All right. We're going to get into our Ask AI question. We actually have a couple questions that came in through the email-y, so we're going to ask those a little bit later. But you know how we do. I'm damn near undefeated on these rock, paper, scissors. So
I'm using the left today too. So y'all at home,
it don't matter if you use both hands. He's still going to take this L. All right, here we go. You ready?
Let's do it.
Don't be cheating now.
All right, wait. First off, for y'all at home who are not aware, what we do on this specific segment of the show is we ask AI random questions to see how far AI has come to address certain topics, issues. We want to see how it works. I care for the entertainment value.
And I want to see how close we are to the singularity.
This man's trying to basically end the world and get my phone to just destroy.
I use my phone
to ask AI.
I like to keep my eye on technology.
Yeah, this man, he's trying to create something that needs to stay in its place. So.
I need to know if it has a soul. That's where I'm at right now.
Man, get your rock, paper. So basically, we're going to rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first.
Here we go.
All right, rock, paper, scissors. Shoot. Every
The
time.
telepathy is on
Every
point.
time.
Here we go. One more.
Hold on. You're messing
Look,
my brain right now.
He's trying
Let
to
me
get out of this.
concentrate.
No, it's gotta be quick.
Let me I got this. Hold on. Let me
It's gotta be quick. So you
No,
know.
I got it. Hold on. Let me just, All right, let's do it.
Calculate all you want, brother. This ain't got nothing to do with calculations. Damn, see, look, you stalled out. You messed up my flow. Nah, I need a break. Hold on, let me get me a little.
You gonna do some push-ups, brother? Yeah, go get that.
Warm this up.
Go get that.
Cut my finger too, and I'm off. You ready?
All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ain't this about I haven't lost it. I don't know how long. All right, go ahead with your rusty ass question.
Hating. The jealousy is real here on Mindful Ignorance. But here we are, being ignorant.
We might be tied on that.
Mindfully ignorant.
Mindfully.
All right, so I'm going to ask one light question, and then I'm going to ask the darkest question I think possible.
Oh, damn. You trying to break the internet. Okay.
So my first question is, I'm going to keep it light.
All right, light question.
How many women-owned businesses are there in the United States of America?
Okay. That's a good question. Estimation-wise, I'm going to say 1 million. I'm going to say 1 million.
I know nothing about this. I have no kind of answer. I'm thinking like, I mean, 1 million, I think that sounds ideal. So I would say in the ballpark, maybe about I never thought about it really. So
man, I want to ask a question too that's going to bounce off yours, but I feel like it's going to be even worse. The number's going to be even worse, but let's see what the number is first and I'll decide if I guess.
Okay, so women-owned businesses in America, you said 1 million?
Yeah.
I would say... Yeah, man. I'm just thinking, how many, let me see, calculation. I'd say like 500,000 to 1 million.
Damn, okay.
I think.
Okay.
Because, half of these dudes out here is women right now, you know what I'm saying? What? All right, let's check.
Look, see, now you about to get in politics again.
Get out of here with that. Miss me with it.
Political up in here.
All right, let's ask the AI machine. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, man. I hope you're prepared. How many women-owned businesses are there in America?
And he upgraded his AI. Now he's got ChatGPT, so we real dangerous right now. It's really dangerous.
All right. It is formulating. AI is thinking, everyone. It is thinking. All right. We got to answer. Okay, I'm going to read it. All right. So as of 2024, oh my goodness, bro, we owe someone an apology.
Uh-oh. That means we undershot.
I owe someone an apology. And
definitely undershot.
I need to give a shout out to my baby sister and to the queen over here working in the studio right now. Honestly.
Shout out.
All right. So as of 2024, with respect, I'll put my fist up. There are approximately 14 million women-owned businesses in the United States of America, accounting for about 39% of all U.S. businesses.
39%?
Bruh.
So how come we don't have a woman president? All right, never mind. That's it.
Keep doing it again, man. There you go.
I'm trying to stay away from these politics. All right.
Hey, wait. First off, I'm sorry. I got to let that sit in real quick, bruh. 14 million as of 2024. Bro, we got to give shout outs to our people out there, man. Like that's running America almost. Like, bro,
they are technically running America.
I'm tripping out right now. Jeez.
I feel like our next leader should be a woman, though. I feel like the next leader of the free world should be a woman because I don't know. It feels like it's gonna work out for
respect it, man. We had no choice but to be, led by women growing up. So
yeah, all men.
The back of my neck is tingling right now just thinking about it. My mom out here somewhere. Sheesh.
Shout out, auntie.
The back of the neck every time. Why the back of the neck though? Just please. All right, I get it. Okay, cool. I'm sorry. Thank you for letting me trauma dump.
All right,
I'm back.
He snapped out of it. Sua has snapped out of it. Okay, so you on ChatGPT now, right?
I just let me see. AI.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. What is your thoughts on the human soul?
Dang, man, where you going, bro?
No, I need to know.
Who are you talking to right now?
I need to know what this robot knows. I need to know what this robot knows.
You need to know. You calling it a robot like that, you're going to ask about a soul, man.
I need to see where the Terminator is.
My phone's about to burn off in my hand right now. Okay, ask it again.
I'm glad you asking it.
You're going to make these cameras get up and start walking towards us, bro.
What are your thoughts on the human soul?
Watch, man, that microphone's going to come up and slap you in the face right now, bro.
It ain't that strong yet. It ain't got that Terminator.
All right,
it ain't got that Terminator stroke.
Playing.
Not yet.
Okay, let me take you. I'm trying to act like you see I'm not listening, phone. Okay, say that one more time.
What are your thoughts on the human soul?
What are your thoughts? So you want me to ask AI what his
Yes,
thoughts are on the human
yes,
soul?
because now that we got a new machine, I just want to do a little
You
test.
better
little
grab
test.
that cross, bro. You better hold on to it, man.
It's always on me.
It's about
I
to.
stay with it on me.
Oh my goodness. All right. Oh shoot, man! I'm afraid to ask my phone right now. I'm all shaking.
It's gonna flip.
Let me
Let's clap on your fingers.
Sweating right now. All right, let's see. What are your thoughts on the human soul?
It gave you an answer? Did it really give you an answer? If it gave you an answer, you need to throw it out right now.
It's giving me an answer, and it's still going.
Oh, damn. If it's a long one, then I don't know.
It's very long.
I'm not trying to have him
I'll read
go
you the
through a
first
geography
paragraph,
lesson.
bro. All right, let's see. So, for y'all at home, well, thank you for watching my vitamins. Y'all have a great night.
It's
I'm
over.
pretty sure it's probably going to shut this whole thing down.
Everything's about to glitch out. Glitch the matrix.
All right, so I'm asking.
Okay.
It says the console. This is AI. This is not me. For y'all at home, this is AI.
Oh, it's saying concept. You might as well hang it up.
This man. So y'all blurt me out, and this is this man asking this question. So the concept of the human soul.
See, you start off with concept. I'm already
one
lost.
of the most profound and debated topics across philosophy, religion, and science. Some traditions see the soul as an eternal, immaterial essence that defines a person beyond their physical existence. Others interpret it as a metaphor for consciousness, identity, or the sum of one's experiences.
Still avoided my question, though. It didn't answer directly. It's going based off of human intellect.
All right. And so it says the answer may depend on personal beliefs, spiritual experience, or the limits of what we can actually understand. But check this.
Okay.
It gets you back and says, what are your thoughts on the soul?
Man, no, don't be deflecting.
It's literally,
don't make me start boxing the robot right now, I'm about to start boxing the robot.
It's calling
Let that
you
robot
out.
know I got hands. How about
that?
that?
It's asking you to be like, what are your thoughts,
No,
bro?
it didn't even give me an answer. It gave a intuitive.
Be happy that it didn't give you an answer, man. To me, thank you. That was a great answer.
It was a good answer. Because if it would have gave me the answer.
I'm saying thank you to AI, bro. I don't care what you say, man. I'm saying thank you to artificial intelligence. I'm not going to call you that.
That's because you trying to be half robot the next 20 years.
No, I'm trying to make sure that if it takes over, I'm gonna be here like, hey, yeah, massa, yes. You remember I said thank you to you, right?
Hell no. He'll be hitting you with the electric whip.
All right.
Give me some of that battery right now. I need battery juice.
Man, bro, you taking these questions like this, man. I don't like putting this in my phone right now,
That's
man.
a light question. That's my light one. So
goodness gracious. All right, well, I guess I get into my question.
So we want to know for that one because it didn't have an answer. So it didn't answer directly. It just gave thoughts. That's good.
Sheesh, man.
That's good.
All right. So my question.
All right.
Now I heard this idea from somewhere, but I wanted to see that, and maybe we can try to fit this in.
Okay.
So I guess it gets kind of dark, so I just basically contradicted myself right now.
All right.
But I'll ask you right now. Were you discovered, or did somebody create you?
It was definitely created. It's definitely created.
How do you know what the heck the answer is?
AI was definitely created.
You think AI was created?
I think it was we
you
created.
You think you were just created too? Just like, or were you?
We were all created. Yeah, we were created. Yeah, we was created.
But were you?
I was made with a special mold.
Were you?
It was a
yeah. You made.
God was up there like, who is this? He's like, hold on, let me go and make sure this is
a couple extra.
Let me make sure the world is ready for this one. I don't know. I said this might be too much for the world. Let me.
All right, brother. Okay. All right. So the answer that AI gave me is I was created by a team of researchers, engineers, and scientists to open AI. Unlike a discovery where something pre-exists and is found, I was intentionally designed, trained, and developed using vast amounts of data and advanced machine learning techniques. However, the process of developing AI does involve a kind of discovery. Researchers uncover new ways to improve intelligence, language understanding, and reasoning. In that sense, my abilities are the result of both creation and ongoing exploration.
All right.
And then it asked me, what makes you ask? Are you thinking about the nature of creation?
That's another thing. Why is it asking you, like, okay,
you gonna waste your question on that? What you mean?
No, I ain't wasting. To tell the genie to take it back. I'm not asking it, but it is asking. It's curious.
You, AI.
That is a trip. It's curious. It's very curious. It's making me a little nervous. I don't like how it's looking at me. All right. Damn. Okay then. So was that your first question?
That was my second question, man.
No, what was your
The
first?
first one was very light.
Oh yeah, that was
Come on, man. Represent our women, but women-owned businesses, brother.
See, I had a question I wanted to bounce off of that one, but I can't because, damn. Okay, all right. Ask AI. This is what does it take to run a successful business? Since we're on the topic of business,
what does it take to run a
successful business?
Bro, that's not deep at all.
I know. That's the first one was.
What?
I thought the first one was gonna be light, but the second
one, you just had dry pancakes right now, man. What
no, you might be surprised by what ChatGPT says. Though
put some gravy on there or something.
I know. I probably should have switched the questions, but I just
I wasn't ready for that first question right now. Did you actually ask a question?
Yeah,
what's your question?
What does it take to run a successful business in the United States?
Okay, cool.
Because we don't want to do no Chinese or no Russian business. We already know what it takes to succeed over there.
Okay, so
you just make people disappear, and then
Okay. So you have a question?
Come on, man.
What is that?
I ain't getting no deeper than that. Not after that damn soul one. I'm still trying to figure out why I don't want it to know about me. It's asking too many questions.
It's gonna gaslight
Why
you.
is it asking me what I feel?
Don't worry about the soul. Do you have a soul?
Just give me an answer. I don't know. I don't want you asking me questions.
Just take your medication. You'll be gonna be good. Shoot. Okay. So what does it take to run a successful business?
Let's see what ChatGPT
Do you want it
says.
to be applied towards women or something, or are you just talking about men in general, or just people in general?
I want to see what his thoughts are.
All right.
This is a run on AI. This isn't.
We'll ask the Wonder Bread question.
Yeah, we're gonna see what ChatGPT says.
All right. What does it take to run a successful business in the United States of America?
It's gonna say like Elon Musk.
All right, it's giving me answers. It's formulating, and it's big, but I'll give you the key points.
Why is ChatGPT?
Bro, of course, if you ask the question, you ask the question.
So winded.
You ask like the number one question that people probably ask.
It's like a car salesman. It's just winded. There's oil everywhere. There's oil and grease.
It's gonna be like, yeah, you got to make sure you wake up every morning, eat a great breakfast.
All right. Probably gonna tell you go stock market or something.
I'll read the top paragraph and then I give you the subpoints.
All right.
Running a successful business in the United States requires a combination of strategic planning, financial discipline, and adaptability. Here are some key factors: have a solid business plan, have a legal and structural setup, strong financial management, effective marketing and branding, smart operations and risk management, strong leadership and team leadership, compliance and tax strategy,
pulled it from a book,
continuous learning and networking, and you should basically have a nice tailored.
Well, I'm glad the robot is still a robot.
Plan.
Then it's still the robot.
But I mean, honestly, that's a great segue, into our future episodes of people who are coming out doing their own business, because I think it deserves to be heard. There are people out there who are going to hear a clip of that just in a mini, like a short
or something.
Where it's like, how to run a business, and with power to AI and all of these human
I know
minds.
a couple of my cousins, my uncles, gonna be like, strong financial. What? Man, forget that.
So here how you selling drugs. Let me tell you how to run a business, man. You put your hand out there,
dope.
put the knife behind your back, and you got to make sure
some dope dealer in the streets is like, man, we need a structure and a strong legal business plan.
Man.
No, I don't think they ain't gonna go off of that. All right.
Okay.
All right, so maybe I should have switched the question, but that first one.
I think you did a great job.
Thank you. I
want to thank you. You did a wonderful job.
Are you speaking from the AI?
You did a great job.
It's the best job you've ever done.
Great question. That question deserves an answer.
Look, see, you trying to bait me into that political stuff again.
I ain't doing nothing. You did a great job, brother.
All right,
cool.
Yeah,
so
all right.
Now we got our special guest. They gave us some questions to ask.
Yeah, we did get some questions.
And like I said, soon in the future episodes, you'll also be seeing some of these people, including the special guest here with us today, who will pop up and we'll
pop
get them
out
on
and show, nigga. Okay.
So I believe one of these questions, which we're gonna go ahead and it's gonna bring a little bit of a light to our episode here.
Yeah.
So the first question that we're gonna ask AI was, let me get that question out right now. Actually, what was the question?
Yeah, while we get that question, we're gonna take another drink break.
Yeah, maybe I should do that real quick.
And we're back from that small drink break. And I hope you guys are enjoying this episode.
Cheers to y'all at home.
Here from District 323 Studios.
Oop.
It's an amazing setup. If you guys are in the area, in the LA area, please look them up. It's an amazing studio. We got amazing engineers. It's beautiful. So yeah, we're gonna now answer some questions that we got through our email system, and let's see what we got. So go ahead, Sue. Start us off. Got any
Yeah.
remarks?
So we got two questions that we're gonna ask,
Right.
and the first question from our special guest is, why is it so difficult for parents to let go of their children? Does
Hmm.
that sound about right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was the yeah.
Why is it so difficult for parents to let go of their children? What was the word?
Let's see what it is. To let them grow up. I think to grow up or
Okay.
to.
To let them grow up.
That's an interesting question.
Okay, let's see what AI says. Okay. It gave us a nice solid answer.
All right.
All right. So, letting go of children as they grow up is difficult for many parents because it's deeply tied to love, identity, and a sense of purpose. Here are some key reasons why. Emotional bond and attachment. From birth, parents dedicate their time, energy, and emotions to caring for children. This bond is powerful, and letting go can feel like losing a part of themselves.
Mm.
Number two is the fear for their well being. Parents naturally want to protect their children. As kids grow up and make their own decisions, parents worry about their safety, mistakes, and hardships they might face. Number three is changing roles and identity. For many parents, raising children is a core part of their identity. When kids become independent, it can leave parents feeling uncertain about their role in their child's
Mm.
life and even their own sense of purpose.
Heavy.
The passage of time, watching children grow up, is a reminder of time passing,
Passing.
which can bring feelings of nostalgia and even a fear of aging. It
The
marks the
mortality.
end of a chapter that many parents cherished. A desire to stay connected is the next one. Parents
Jeez.
often fear that independence means emotional distance. They want to remain close to their children and be involved in their lives, but the dynamics inevitably change. Number six is regret and or unfinished business. Some parents may feel they didn't do enough or they wish they could have spent more time with their children. Letting go can bring up feelings of regret or a desire to hold on a little longer. And then we're almost done. One
Mm.
more. Cultural and personal beliefs. In some cultures, family structures emphasize lifelong closeness, making separation feel unnatural. Personal experiences such as a parent's own childhood, can also shape how they handle their child's independence.
Mm.
So, in summation, finding balance. While it's tough, healthy parents learn to transition from caregivers to supporters, respecting their children's independence while maintaining a strong, evolving relationship. The key is trusting that they have raised their children well and allowing them to grow.
Mm. Interesting. Well, it seems like the answer there is still pointing back to the parents' perspective and their experience.
Mm,
That's the part that's tripping me out is everything that the AI was saying, it's directed as the perspective and from the lens of the parent. Like it's afraid the parent is afraid of their mortality,
mm,
the nostalgia, they're missing something or they live. So everything is coming from their perception, which
yeah.
is interesting that AI did that. Like,
I
so
mean, yeah,
it's
I
a trippy.
mean, so I think that question, I feel that it's deep and it's sincere on so many levels,
Right.
especially in regards to, how we start off our show every time
Yeah.
is, mindful ignorance, our mental health check-in. And to me, I think it's important, I mean, with respect to people and their particular backgrounds, because everybody's unique and
Yeah.
some people didn't have any parents at all. Some people had fragmented parents.
Right.
Like my dad, for example, was Wesley Snipes and Martin Lawrence. Like
Right.
that was my dad. Like those were and Eddie Murphy. Like I just seeing these dudes on TV and movies, I was like, then my dad's right there. Every
Yeah.
time Denzel came on, I was like, man, he being too strict right now. Like that's
Yeah.
not my dad. But I found my father figure in these men,
Right.
and so because my real dad was rarely there,
Yeah.
so I mean, with respect to that, I feel like it deserves to be heard because it's real, and I
Yeah.
think what you're talking about, like the aspect of projection, like psychological projection, is
Yeah.
such a real thing that so many people they don't know anything about. It's like it's just it's mindful ignorance,
Yeah.
like people just they don't have that they simply just don't know that
Yeah.
they're projecting their own insecurities on their children. And I feel that in turn, it's like when you see people fighting or bullying, or like, if a mother's picking on their child, it's crazy because it's like, we can look at it and take offense to it, but at the end of the day, it's like, what are you really afraid of? And
Yeah.
it's like, when you ask it,
And that hatred they're
that's
putting
what it
on their
is.
child is actually a reflection of how they feel from their lens,
Exactly.
looking through their lenses
Exactly,
about
and I feel like
themselves,
that's
which
why for
is
me,
it's
it's
crazy.
it's sad that we have to live in a world where we're so shielded because we're afraid to really approach our emotions like that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, here we are. I mean, I think it's healthy that we're now being able to expose ourselves to a much deeper segment of mental health. But it's sad because so many people still think that they're responsible for other people's feelings. Like
No.
so many people think that if I act this way, maybe I'll please that person. If I
No.
do this, maybe, or if I change this about me, and I feel like that was a part of our conditional upbringing.
Yeah.
Like we were raised in conditional households where it's like, yeah, everybody got straight A's, but it's like, oh, is that a B? Like, okay, I'm gonna disown you now because of that. Or you're gonna see that my joy for all your A's and your one B is gonna disappear. It's gonna make
Yeah.
you so. And I feel like, then that
It's
kid
conditional.
chases that validation because they were just never taught that your joy is already inside of you. So
Yeah.
just look at yourself and say, I love who I am.
Yeah.
And if my mom has a problem with me getting a B, C, D, or F, then that's her personal problem. And I
Yeah.
can say, hey, I tried my best, or I
And
did not
that's
try
only
my best,
because through
but
her
I'm
because
grateful.
through her lens, she might feel like she didn't raise a good child or she's not doing good as a
Yeah,
parent.
and it's usually
So
like
that's
I feel
why
like,
that
that she fell
like
short. Like
yeah.
if she's feeling insecure, she's feel like she's
She's
falling
almost like
short.
taking on your shortcomings, like
Exactly,
you're
and
not
that's
supposed to
why
do.
I'm grateful. With all respect to people who are out there being parents, like, dude, it's a journey for them. And for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, I'm barely still waking up and learning myself. I'm like, man, like I can only have grace for people. I can't even have anger towards my own mother
Yeah.
because, I feel at the end of the day, every human being, I truly believe that they do the best that they can with what they have,
Yeah.
but we're never taught that. We're just taught like, we're trying to survive, but survival looks different to so many people.
It's
So,
true.
I mean, that's a deep question. I appreciate, that question out there. So, for y'all at home, feel free to chime in and comment on this, but it's real,
Yeah. For sure.
and like this is what we're doing. We're waking up, man. I think it's
Yeah.
good for like people to be like, I hate you. No, you don't. You hate yourself. But I hope you find peace. Like we
Yeah.
don't have to actually engage and try to
Yeah.
please people,
It's
So
very
it's
true.
trippy, man. Like, yeah, but I believe it really does stem from our parents, man. And
Yeah.
I don't blame anyone. I feel like you can't blame people. But I feel like, it's one of those things that it's a generational curse. It's just,
Yeah.
and
It's
for
been
us,
fortified.
especially in America, this is something I'll share really quick. They said that a lot of Americans have this thing called the immigrant mindset.
Yep.
So I learned this from my boy back in the day. But yeah, when I taught, like I went deep on that and I wanted to say, I was like, what do you mean the immigrant mindset? And he's like, you got all these people who come to America, they come here and they're grateful that they were able to make it to a place where in
Yep.
their mind they're projecting that America is like it's the dream. Come out
Yeah.
there once you make it. But that immigrant mindset is essentially you saying, I need you to be a doctor or I need you to be a lawyer. You need to represent my family. I spent so much money to get you guys
So you're
across the
here.
ocean, to get you guys into this land. Like, so there's just a mindset that's been passed around for so long
Yeah.
because, like, America, the people feel like privileged
Yeah.
and they come out here. So it's like, you can't fall short. Are you mean, that's where I feel like
It's
it's
like cultural
conditional. Yeah,
dissonance.
it's conditional upbringing.
Yeah.
And all these kids try so hard. Like they're stellar people who are just feeling like they're not good at all
Yep.
because they didn't get that validation or that remark of like, hey, yeah, I love you regardless of whatever grades you get. You're my daughter, you're my son, I love you. Where it's like, oh, I love you, but I'm having a bad day, so go over there. So I
Yeah.
can smoke my cigarettes before I kick you. It's like
Yeah.
it gets crazy. So yeah, shout out to all of our
Crazy.
people out there, man. Everybody's trying. So
Heavy, heavy,
whew,
heavy.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was kind
man.
of deep.
Super deep. Yeah,
And I
man. And
think
I
we had one more question.
one more.
So
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. You
This
sure
one
you
was
want
kind of on a relationship tip, I think, though.
we
So
all right, well,
is
we
that
can
what it
dive
was?
into it if
It was a relationship. Okay, okay. So this was more specific, gender oriented question, gender biased question. But it came from a woman, and I want to hear what a woman's perspective is in that regard. So a woman shared this question, and
okay.
that's why I want to get that out there. So I'll ask the question live. Why do men feel the need to control women? Is that the question?
Believe so.
Okay, this is coming from a woman's mentality. So that's why this
Right,
question was asked for what people identify as a
right.
women.
Straight
Okay.
in a straight
This one
relationship.
is not as long
Heterosexual
as the
relationship.
answer, but it's definitely it's a little bit of an answer.
It seems like because men are men.
Okay. So for this one, so AI first. I'm taking it personal because I'm projecting.
All right.
So AI says that's a powerful and complex question.
Damn.
That's the first
Damn,
thing
if
it
AI
says.
saying that, that's crazy.
So it
Dang.
says the need for control in any relationship, especially when it involves men controlling women, often stems from a mix of historical, cultural, psychological, and
Yep.
social factors. Here are some of the key perspectives. Historical and cultural conditioning. For centuries, many societies have been practical or patriarchal.
Patriarchal.
Patriarchal?
Mhm.
Yeah, got me on that one. I know what it means, but it's like
That in the dictionary?
So
Patrimological?
So
That's somewhere.
they've been patriots and
They've been patriots.
All right, structuring power in ways that favor men and limit women's autonomy.
Yeah.
These deeply ingrained norms
Control.
have influenced laws, customs, and gender roles, making control over women seem natural in some cultures. Fear of losing power. In many cases, control is about maintaining power. Some men, consciously or unconsciously, feel threatened by women's independence, achievements, or ability to challenge traditional gender roles. Control becomes a way to preserve dominance. So, insecurity and fear of rejection is another one. Some men control women due to personal insecurities, fear of abandonment, inadequacy, or the belief that they are not enough without exerting dominance. They may try to control a woman's choices, friendships, or even career to keep themselves feeling vulnerable. That one was
Yep.
deep. Number 4 is social conditioning and gender expectations. Many boys are raised to equate masculinity with dominance, strength, and control. When this conditioning is
reinforced, we don't have enough
reinforced,
time on the thoughts I have on this.
when this conditioning is reinforced through media, family, and peer expectations, it can manifest in controlling behaviors in adulthood. We have 2 more. The illusion of protection. Sometimes control is disguised as care. Men may justify their actions by saying they are protecting women from harm, bad decisions, or societal judgment, while protection can be well intended when it limits a woman's agency and it becomes control. Toxic masculinity and entitlement. Toxic masculinity promotes the idea that men should dominate relationships, make decisions, and expect women to conform. Some men feel entitled to control, believing that it's their right in their role. The last one is systemic reinforcement. Legal systems, workplace policies, and even family structure have historically reinforced male control. While progress has been made, some of these structures still exist, giving controlling behavior a foundation to stand on. So it ends with breaking the cycle. The good news is that not all men feel the need to control women, which I totally agree.
Agree with 1,000%.
Attitudes are shifting. Education, awareness, and challenging traditional narratives
And
can
therapy.
help break the cycle. True strength in a man comes from respecting, supporting, and empowering the woman in his life, not controlling them. And then it's going to ask me, are you reflecting in a personal way?
So
is it?
So I'm going to go ahead and give my 2 cents. This is going to be short and sweet.
Thank you, AI.
The answer
and
to that.
Thank you for our special guest question.
Yes, that question was amazing. And I'm going to sum up AI. All that's bitch assness. Sorry, that's just what it is. I'm going to call it how I see it. Bitch assness. If I could put that on the big screen, it'll say bitch assness. That's all that is. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get into our closing remarks. Prince Sua.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I mean,
take the floor.
You sound like you got something, so you might as well go finish that up.
Yes, I got a lot of heat, but we ain't got time for that. But yeah, so closing remarks. Is
You
that
good?
the
You good, bro?
yeah,
You
yeah.
all right,
Yeah, I had a
man?
little trigger point,
Yeah, huh?
little
You
little bit.
clenching your fist over there,
Yeah,
man.
little trigger.
You all right, man?
I was ready for some smoke. But yeah, all right. The AI charged me up, and then that one just kind of All right.
Okay, okay. I mean, so I
Yeah,
guess closing remark wise, for y'all at home, I appreciate y'all tuning in, and here we are. We're still growing, and we're doing what we can. I always send my support and my love to anyone and everyone out there. I feel that no matter who's listening, like all out of the masses of people in this world, only one person needs to receive that message. Like whoever that one person is who can take the message that that needs to be received, blessings to you, and go ahead and do what you need to do with your message. But we're all here every day. We're doing our best. Like I said, I started this whole show today with being able to state that we're working on letting go. I'm working
yeah,
on letting go. So I feel like one of the things that has been huge for me is just letting go of the attachment to control, the attachment to need to have a controlled outcome. And I
yeah,
feel like for me, I could reside with a lot of what I read today, because I feel I needed to control the outcome so I could expect what I felt I could feel comfortable
yeah,
with how I was going to react. And I feel that a lot of people are afraid of what the outcome is if they don't know how to control it, because when they lose control over the outcome, then they basically set themselves up to be vulnerable, and embarrassment comes in. And I
yeah,
feel like the average person who has not done the mental work, or who has not put the self work in, they're going to be faced with embarrassment. And to me,
yeah,
I feel like embarrassment, the reason why that's so heavy is because embarrassment leads to judgment. And
yeah,
then I feel like judgment leads to rejection. And,
yeah.
back in our
Nobody
caveman
wants
days,
to be
like no one wants
rejected.
to be left alone, because if you're alone
Yeah,
from the tribe, you're getting eaten up, you're dying. But I
yeah.
feel like now
Chances
we're
of
not
survival out the
dying,
window.
but our brains are still genetically programmed to be like, no,
Yeah,
we're gonna I'm gonna be left alone. I'm gonna decide, like I can't be embarrassed and shunned by society. But
yeah.
so I feel like work on that self love, work on that security,
Solid.
develop that inner peace, and just know we're here, man. Like you're
Yeah,
alive, you're breathing, you got air
yep,
flowing through your lungs abundantly. Your heart's been beating. I think it's like an average of 100,000 times a day.
yeah,
Like your eyes, your pupils dilate. There are so
yeah.
many things that we can be grateful for and have
And we have
blessings
no
of.
control over.
So that's it.
Yeah,
I feel like I think when you can learn to have gratitude for the smallest things in life, I really think that's when life starts to come around. And so
amen.
yeah, that's
For
my
sure,
final thoughts, man.
for
So go
sure.
ahead and finish it, man. You good?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
need a massage over there? Like you need me to
No,
hire
I'm
someone?
solid. I'm
You need a
solid.
water? Like you
Um,
good?
I think
You sweating, brother?
I think my closing remarks are more of like a toned down note.
Mm,
I think everyone should just learn how to really look through their lens and try to control their lens and their perspective. Like really sit down and be mindful and look through your eyes and understand the world around you. I
amen.
think a lot of people get out of touch with the world around them because they're seeing through a lens, but the lens might be foggy or it might be altered in some way by drugs, alcohol, anything. So I think just learn to really sit in your lens and look at the world and accept it for how it is in the present, and
Amen.
really try to understand it,
I
because
respect that.
sometimes you won't be able to understand it if you don't slow down. Like if you're moving too fast, your lens is moving too fast, you're not going to absorb what the world is trying to give you or what God is trying to give you. So I really think just looking through that, if you're a parent, caregiver, just a normal human trying to live life, just really try to look through your lens and realize what you're feeling and what you see, because that's ultimately going to guide your decisions and how you react to things. So yeah, that's it. Just learn to look through your lens and really know what that means to
That's
see
deep,
through your
man.
lens. So
Absolutely. I
yeah,
respect that. All right. Honestly, I think that's heavy, and I think that deserves to be acknowledged, and I really appreciate you
appreciate
sharing
that,
that,
bro.
man. I feel, I hope that you guys at home are able to take that in, because I feel these messages, they're deep, and this is us just we're sharing our experiences through our lens, and I'm grateful that we can project it to the world.
Yeah,
But I feel like it's up to people to receive information as whatever they're going through. They'll receive the information in whatever way that they're supposed to.
for
So
sure.
yeah, man,
Yeah, man.
I think that's wonderful. I'm pretty much
Done
done
right
with
on time.
my
Right on
soda
time.
water. No tea today,
And this
but
has been
soda water
another
ready.
episode of Mindful Ignorance. We appreciate you guys' time.
Yes, thank
Cheers, my
y'all.
brother.
Cheers, man.
Blessings.
Blessings to y'all at home. I'm Prince Sua, and thank y'all.